When we have Michael Schur on the show, it's usually What the Puck, and we also have some political talk. So here that is. I will leave it as an open forum to you. There is one Canadian athlete named Brittany Schussler. She's a speed skater, and she took a selfie with Vladimir Putin. Now, if we can, pull that up very quickly. And here was her headline as she posted this. I should have asked him to be my Valentine. Oh, how sweet from Brittany Schussler. Again, a Canadian Olympic speed skater. Now, if we can, pull up the tweets of the incredible criticism that was given to her. Now, she tweets firstly at the Winnipeg News saying, I see you put up my tweet pic with Putin. To be clear, I was joking and in no way want to be misconstrued as supporting his values. Now, before we even get into the other tweets, we could reset. As you're seeing this, and she takes a harmless selfie, in my opinion, with Vladimir Putin. Should she be held to a higher standard? And basically, okay, all right, your reaction says everything.
These are kids, right? I mean, these are kids playing sports in another country.
Sure.
Vladimir Putin is a vile guy, and the way he runs that nation is inexcusable on for so many reasons, human rights being one of them, gay rights, as has been highlighted in these Olympics. I mean, if this cost them $51 billion, it was $51 billion well spent, because all the attention on how they treat gays and lesbians there, I think, will eventually prove valuable. But this is I don't know how old Schussler is. I don't, maybe she's 20, maybe she's 22, maybe she's 19. The point is, she saw the president of Russia, she took a picture, she's at the Olympics, she's in fantasy land. So you put that up there, people just need to relax. You know, I mean, she's not taking a picture with Adolf Hitler. She's also not a politician. And I must say, like, I totally understand people getting upset by anyone glorifying Putin. But he's the president of the country where she's competing right now.
Sure.
And I think that you have to understand what people expect when they take a picture like that.
She's 28 years old, by the way.
Okay, she's 28, so she's still young.
Yes,
and obviously sensitive, because the way she reacted to the reaction. So she responded properly.
Yes.
To say that this guy's going to be my Valentine, it could have been as sarcastic as hell. But Vladimir Putin and Brittany Schussler are never going to be dating.
They're not?
I know. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
God, you're shocking the interwebs.
But the point, I don't know. I understand why people get upset seeing Vladimir Putin with anyone. He's a bad guy.
Absolutely.
You know, and he's running his country poorly. But you have to give this kid a break.
Here's a few of the tweets and hate that has been delivered to Ms. Schussler. Firstly, I find hanging out with dictators who persecute LGBT folks hilarious. You owe so many an apology. Get informed. The next one to Schussler. Your joke was in poor taste and disrespectful, excuse me, I can't talk, of all the lives lost and continued intolerance because of Putin. Shame. Lastly, to Schussler. Horrified to see Canadian athletes gushing about Putin. Ashamed to be Canadian. Time to stop funding Olympics. And then lastly, a man named Sean Ross tweets, to all the Canadians in Sochi taking hashtag selfies with Putin, which was trending, not unlike your TJ Oshie trend.
You mean the shootout whisperer?
Yes, the shootout whisperer.
Shootout whisperer.
TJ Oshie. Please consider staying there. So to all the Canadians in Sochi taking selfies with Putin, please consider staying there. Harsh?
Harsh.
Yes.
I understand it too. If I was a gay Canadian or a gay American, or
you would view this as a slap in the face.
I would also, I think, understand that this is just an athlete taking a picture with the president of a country who walked into their, into their Olympic village, and that's part of the entire experience. I don't think by taking a selfie with the president of a country like that, you are endorsing that person or glorifying them. But I understand. Listen, I understand why people would be pissed. I'm one of the people that would ordinarily be pissed about something like this. This kind of, maybe it's because I've been to an Olympics, not as a competitor.
Hard to believe.
But the euphoria that goes on is hard to describe. I've never felt it, again, even as a fan in the community. When I went to the Olympics, it was the best trip I've ever taken.
Can you tell us about the Olympics you went to?
I went to the Albertville Olympics in 1992. We stayed in, I was with two buddies from college. We stayed in in Val Thorens, France, which is where there weren't, I don't know that there were even any events, but it was, you took these buses. They were called the Joe buses, Jeux Olympiques bus, and you take the buses everywhere, and it was every night was a party. People with their flags and the American flags, and it was before. Well, actually, I guess it wasn't, but you would see. I remember seeing the Russian flags. They were new in 1992, and we hadn't really seen them competitively before. And it just, you get this feeling of camaraderie with everyone. You see Norwegians, and you're playing pool with Swedes, and then they're teams from far-flung places. The community is unbelievable. But it's like being in summer camp, and it's really a lot of fun. And so the president walks in. Oh my God, the president walks in. But Putin's a bad guy, and I understand it, and I hate his hate. But by the same token, this Olympics is bringing attention to that. So Brittany Schussler taking those pictures, and the Winnipeg News having a conversation about it. I love any segment where you can say the Winnipeg News. The Winnipeg News having a conversation about it. I think that's great for LGBT everywhere, because people are talking about it.